Why do you assume only other races like fried chicken? I love fried chicken. It should be a white person stereotype because of me.
Oh, well, this is going to be a good start, isn't it? Well, since fried chicken is pretty awesome, I would assume everyone likes it. Everyone who likes to eat meat would like it because, well, fried chicken is good. That's not exactly racist or anything to think. It's a good food. That's like calling me racist for thinking everyone other race likes pizza. Like pizza's good. Why would I expect anyone to not like it?
Why do we make it so we only have pumpkin in the fall? I want pumpkin all the time.
Don't pumpkins only grow in the fall? Isn't that why? Because by the time pumpkins are done harvesting, it's fall. Isn't that why?
Why can't most white people dance?
I don't know. I mean, why would I know that? I mean, there are some white people who can dance. I mean, it's not like that's not like it's just automatically assumed every single white person ever cannot dance. I mean, what?
Seriously, like, is it genetic or something? Do we have like stiff hips or like 2 left feet?
I can dance.
Yeah, she even just said you can dance. So why are we just assuming all white people can dance? There's a white person right there who just said she can dance. And is it just me, or is that statement just a little bit racist?
Why do you get so annoyed when other people don't speak English?
Well, that is an interesting question because it all depends on how you look at it. For example, if someone moves straight here to America and doesn't know English, I'm going to be a little annoyed, just a little bit, that they don't speak the language of the country. But it depends if they're trying to learn the language. Like, for example, if I wanted to just straight move to Mexico, I could, but I don't know Spanish, so it would be the same concept. So I completely don't have a problem with someone coming in America and not speaking English, as long as they're, here legally as a citizen or as a tourist or something. And, if they are trying to live here, they actually try to learn the language. I really don't have a problem with that.
English is hard. We have silent Ks.
Yes, I completely understand that English is a hard language to learn. I mean, there is just so many things like crazy about the English language that, yeah, I completely agree. If it's not your first language, it is hard to learn. I completely get it. So I don't get why anyone would think otherwise.
Why do we get so excited to brag on Instagram that we went to this really cool, authentic cultural festival, even though we went with all of our white friends?
What? I personally am not one of those people on Instagram who brag about going to some cultural thing. What you just said. I don't know, maybe that one wasn't directed towards me, my kind of personality in particular, but yeah, I really don't get that at all.
Why do white people spray tan until they turn orange?
Can't you just be comfortable in your own body?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that one's actually a good point. I hate spray tans. They really are the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You either look African or you look like an Oompa Loompa. There is literally no in between.
I'm just saying, it's not tan, it's orange.
Yeah, again, I'll have to agree on that one. So, hey, what do you know? There's actually something I can agree with. That's a good question.
Why do you think that since you've seen 5 seasons of The Wire, you're a cultural expert?
I have no idea what that is, so I can't complain.
Why do you believe everything you see on TV when it comes to other races?
Because that's totally not what other races do about white people. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's not like that's a white person exclusive thing.
Why do we get upset when a TV show becomes diverse, even though diverse usually just means 2 to 3 people of color?
Okay. Oh boy, now we're getting into that part. Okay. Well, first of all, I personally don't have a problem if someone tries to be a little more diverse in a TV show. But when a show tries being diverse for no other reason than to be diverse, that's where my problem comes in. And it's not just because of a color thing, okay? You see, unlike a lot of people, I am not a racist, okay? I am not just gonna dislike when another race is put into a TV show or a movie or anything like that. I don't care. If the character sucks and it happens to be a person of color, oh well, I don't think they suck because they're a person of color. Boy. Like I said, if something is being diverse for the sole purpose of being diverse, then it just feels like the character has no purpose except as be, oh, we're diverse now. Oh, we're going to add a black character. We're going to add an Asian character. We're going to add a gay character. It's just, that's your whole purpose, just to be that character. No other features about you. That's when I have a problem. But if they actually do serve a better purpose or actually are a likable character, then fine. I have absolutely no problem with that.
Why do you assume movies with white stars are automatically more relatable than movies with people of color?
Because I'm white? I mean, is that entirely wrong to think I could relate more to a white person than a black person? I mean, yes, I kind of get how racist that probably sounds, but it's a fair answer, is it not?
People of color have had to relate to white characters for all of cinematic history.
All of cinematic history. Okay then.
Why is Viola Davis the first black woman to win an Emmy for Best Actress?
What? Oh my gosh. Well, I don't really know who that is or how good of an actress she is, so I guess she was just happened to be the first one that good enough to deserve it. I mean, I don't know.
Why aren't we complaining that the Oscars and other award shows are like all white?
Because it's not about race. If you're focusing on race, that makes you a racist. I'm sorry, the one who always sees race in everything is the racist. It should be about how good the actor is, not what skin color there is. If it happens to be all white people, oh well, they just happen to do better at their movie, TV show thing or whatever. It's not about the race.
It's just like white people congratulating other white people on being white.
Everybody should be represented.
Oh my gosh, yeah. See, it's not you. Okay, I really don't understand like why everyone automatically thinks that the white person always wins when it comes to Emmys and Oscars and stuff like that. I mean, yes, it happens a lot, but that's because, to my knowledge, there are a lot more white actors and actresses as opposed to black or other races. So yes, excuse the majority of getting it most of the time. I mean, it's just because they happen to be doing better than the person not white. I mean, again, I'm probably sounding more racist than I'm trying to be, but it's just fact. If they happen to be acting better, then good job for them.
Why don't we know the difference between appropriation and appreciation?
Why?
I really don't know what appropriation is. Is that what he said? I really don't know what that means.
Can't we figure out how to make our own pop culture, our own slang, our own cool clothes, instead of stealing other people's cool clothes and then saying that they are our cool clothes?
Okay, I'd be willing to bet he's one of those idiots who just, as soon as you point out like something about other races, next and slightly negatively, they'll just point out, oh, America is about multiple like merging races and cultures all together to make America blah 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 blah. So yeah, the fact that America is about just mixing all of these different cultures together to make something pretty cool, that's just how America works. Oh, and I know it's about white people, but BuzzFeed doesn't seem to understand there's a difference between Americans and white people. Like, for some reason, they call it white people, but they seem to be aimed more towards Americans. So, yeah, I'm just going to answer it like that because they're too stupid to know the difference.
Why are white people obsessed with Wes Anderson?
I don't know.
Why would you ever say thug life? It's a bad life.
That's actually kind of a fair point. I really don't get it either.
What do you have against seasoning and spiciness?
What white person is against seasons and spiciness? Like almost every white person I know loves seasons and spiciness.
Didn't Christopher Columbus discover America looking for spices?
I guess. I mean, I know he was trying to find India. And that's as far as really I know.
Why are casseroles our thing?
I don't know.
Why do you try to avoid confrontation at all costs?
Because why would anyone want to be caught in a confrontation? I mean, seriously, if you're going out of your way to look for a fight or a problem, then that's kind of stupid if you ask me.
Why is it crazy that I'm white and I have a big butt?
It doesn't really matter what your race is. If you got a big butt, that is kind of interesting and noticeable. I mean, that has nothing to do with race. It's just there.
Why do you make such a big deal when somebody doesn't want to hike?
What does that even mean?
Why do you keep talking about reverse racism? That is not a thing.
You're right, reverse racism isn't a thing. Because you know what reverse racism is? Racism. Just plain old normal racism.
We are the people in power.
What did you just say?
We are the people in power.
Is it just me, or did that come off as extremely KKK style racist? That just me, or?
We are the people in power.
Okay.
Racism is about oppression. Sorry, white people have not been oppressed.
White people have not been oppressed. Sure.
Why are you too afraid to speak up when someone says something racist?
I call out like racism all the time. Like now, admittedly, like to me, there's a difference between joke racism and racism. Like if I do hear a racist joke or something like that, yeah, I'll be like, oh, or stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, you can judge me all you want. I get they're just trying to be funny. I know the people who tell those jokes, like the people I personally know telling those jokes, I know they're not really racist. It's just a joke. But if there's a difference between a joke and straight up racism. If someone is doing straight up racism, then yes, I'm definitely going to call that out. But if it's clear they're just joking, me personally, I just understand it's supposed to be a joke and not supposed to be taken seriously. That's why it's a joke.
Why do we think that having one friend of color means that nothing we say or do could possibly ever be racist?
I have plenty of people of color, and I completely understand there are things I could say that are racist. So
Why does being half white automatically make my commentary on white culture only half true? I am just as much white as I am Mexican.
well, to be fair, when someone is half white, has something else, the something else usually sticks out more. So that's probably why it's in people's heads that, you know, like, oh, they're simply that. Like, for example, my girlfriend is technically about quarter Mexican, and she looks a little bit Mexican. Like, she is completely white or whatever. She's like, looks white, but her face kind of has Mexican in it. But, you know, I still call her Mexican and stuff like that, make Mexican jokes all the time. But you know what? She is, at the end of the day, still white. So something like that, then yeah, she has all the right to talk about white stuff. But, you know, when someone is like half black or whatever, they are generally, they don't look white. So it's just people in people's heads. It's just like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's generally how it works.
Why do you believe that Black Lives Matter means that your life doesn't matter?
Because Black Lives Matter acts like our lives don't matter. That's why. I mean, when Black Lives Matter gets pissed at you for saying all lives matter, that's when you know that they don't think your life matters, only their life matters. So that's why it's Black Lives Matters themselves who act like other lives don't matter.
Every life matters. It's just that one has a harder time living.
Only one has a hard time living. Really. Only one kind of life in the entire world has trouble living. All right. I will. All right. When a Mexican and people in Mexico are having problems, just point out, no, only Black Lives Matter. Black lives have it worse.
Why do you get offended when you see a table full of black people, but not when you see a lunchroom full of white people?
I have never been offended of seeing a table of nothing but black people. I have never been offended by that. I mean, are there really people who get offended by that? I mean, yes, those people probably are insanely racist, but I'm not racist. I mean, so I don't understand why I would be
Why do you always ask to have a white people club?
Who asks for a white-only club? Who does that? Do people really do that?
You already do. It's the student union. It's primarily white. They have a black student union because you don't represent them well.
Why do you see the success of people of color as a threat to you?
I've never seen that as a threat to me. If someone, Because again, you shouldn't be focusing on the skin color. You should be focusing on the person and themselves. If they happen to be of color and they are successful, good for them. That's even better based on how people of color generally are and like ghettos and stuff like that. So if someone of color actually is successful, good for them. I'm even more proud of them. I'm not threatened by that.
You know that a 2-minute video about whiteness isn't reverse racism, right? 2 minutes about whiteness, hundreds of years of systemic oppression, yeah, I think we can deal with this.
Why are we upset about immigrants when we were the first immigrants? And we were white people running away from other white people. That kind of shows you how bad white people can be.
I don't have a problem with straight up immigrants. If they're illegal immigrants, yes, I've got a problem with that. But if they're just straight up immigrants trying to literally move into the country and live in the country, I have no problem with that. That is what America was like pretty much founded on. Like you just said, we were trying to escape, but that's not about race. It's not about race. It's about whether someone is actually legally following our laws, following our way of living. If they do that, I have absolutely no problem with them. I really don't. I don't have a problem with legal immigration. Illegal immigration is where everybody's having the problem. But apparently it's all about race to you. Apparently it's about race, nothing more. Oh, I had no idea a 3-minute video would break my sanity this much. I'm not even acting right now. I am actually, I don't even know how to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, I'm not angry. I don't know. I feel like I got stupider from watching that video. Like, I'm not even kidding. I feel like I just got stupider. Oh my gosh. Oh, Buzzfeed. Why? Why? Alright, well, that was my response to 33 questions white people have for white people. And BuzzFeed does have a trend of having all these other races ask questions about white people. But for some reason, there's not a single video about white people asking questions to people of other races. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, want me to do more of these, if you want to break my sanity even more, leave a like and a comment, and yeah, oh boy, I need to rest, relax, something, just something to get my sanity back. Ugh.